Hello everyone, and welcome to the next World of Darkness news. In this one, we're going to talk about Vampire and actually a little bit more about Hunter with some more upcoming things coming this week that you may enjoy aplenty. But we will start with something very vampiric and something that a lot of you are waiting a lot for. Vampire the Masquerade Swansong has released a brand new dev diary, which you might have seen already if you are following NACON and Big Bad Wolf, but if you haven't, I would really love you to see it again, or right now for the first time, but if you have seen it, I would love to see you again to see some little gameplay parts which they put in that, which are brand new, and they show a little bit more of how the gameplay and how the mechanics of Swansong are going to look like. Yet again, Vampire the Masquerade Swansong is a game which is very similar to The Council, the previous game from Big Bad Wolf, which combines a little bit more of a telltale style of storytelling with more exploration, investigation, and choices, which are very important in the game. You might see some of that in these gameplay videos and the pillars, which the developer from Big Bad Wolf will show you in the best possible way. So I will leave the screen for him for a bit.
Hi everyone, my name is Elio and I am a quest designer here at Big Bad Wolf Studio. And my mission as a quest designer here is to turn creative, gameplay and narrative intentions into concrete moments of gameplay. Today we're here to talk about the game pillars, the tenets, the guidelines that everyone on the team needs to keep in mind to work in the same direction and deliver the game we want to deliver to the player. For those of you who play the console, it's part of the studio DNA to give player agency. And the first way you're going to feel that is by choosing your own character at the beginning of the game. There's 3 different vampires that you can play, and you will be able to choose in which order you want to play them. Each of these vampires will come with their unique character sheets with their own set of skills and discipline that you will be able to upgrade and modify based on the experience you gain during your quest. And upgrading your characters, skills and discipline will unlock new paths, new way to interact with the world. And of course, these actions will have consequences, small and big, on your character arcs, the story, the plot, the scene you're in, or even the city of Boston. Might be a good moment to talk a little bit more about what we mean as a narrative RPG. It's basically a narrative game, like you've played many of them, but the twist we want to make with that is adding like characteristic and statistics in that thing. So you won't always be able to choose the option you want if you haven't spent enough experience point in that power, in that specific competence. In the game you will play powerful vampires, but we are going to put you in a situation where power aren't enough. You will be surrounded by humans and you need to respect the masquerade in order not to reveal your own nature. And to use a power, you're going to need blood, and if you run out of blood, you're going to be in a bad situation and you're going to need to replenish that. Vampires have characteristics that really make them obvious to humans that they are vampires. They are cold like a dead body, they don't breathe, they do not live, they're basically dead. So you need to use your power, use your skills and discipline to hide that from them. And the core of the game is social interaction. We're going to have you talking to a lot of people because we're going to put you in scenes where you will be surrounded by humans. You're going to need to be smart, you're going to need to hide yourself in the shadows and blend yourself in. And in many ways you could say that dialogues are the combats of our game, Vampire the Masquerade Swansong. So as we stated before, you have a character sheet with a lot of statistics in it. And every NPC you will find in the game will have their own character sheets, and you will be fighting with these statistics whenever you'll be talking to them. The world of Swansong stars a lot of conspiracy, a lot of secret and shadows. Boston is very much like every city in the world of darkness. There is a lot that's happening below the surface and in high places also. The Boston you will meet when you will start the game is in kind of a crisis. There is like a problem in the blood supply. And in order to prevent a chaos from happening, the Camarilla has decided to reunite with another factions to help with the blood supplies. But at the beginning of the game, there is a gigantic attack that happens at the party, and you will need to investigate, you will need to use your ability and powers to understand who is behind all that and untangle everything that happened. We really wanted Swansong to be a true adaptation of what a World of Darkness video game could be. So it means, of course, that some mechanics are different to apply to video games, but the core of the experience is the same. You're going to be playing powerful beings set in like very complicated intrigues and political plots, you're going to be able to use your powers, but you're also going to be limited by the world you're in and the humans surrounding you, and you're going to have to be careful about that. And it is a world where every action you'll take will have consequences on the world. So I think that's all for today. Thank you for tuning in. There will be more videos to come, but if you want to learn more about the project, do not hesitate to follow us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, @VampireSwansong. Thank you and goodbye.
So that was a little bit of Vampire the Masquerade Swansong. Much more to come, because as you probably know already, Swansong is releasing this May, meaning that we are reaching the point where there's going to be much more gameplay probably, and more things releasing. I cannot tell much more about what Big Bad Wolf has in their pocket for you, but I can tell you for sure that I am personally very much hyped for you to see this game, because there's a lot of vampire in it. The vampire in it that I love so much. So yeah, cannot wait for that. Meanwhile, Jason Carl, our dear Jason, who is currently very busy doing something, keeps on sending me very mysterious pictures. And the only thing I can do right now is show you these pictures. This is one of them. What does it exactly entail, contain, and show? I will leave it to you to guess, but yeah, I'm just leaving it here. Jason currently is very, very busy preparing something very special for you, and yet again, I cannot wait for you to see it. In the meantime, Night in Question tickets are available right now for sale from Jackalope LARP. Night in Question is the LARP that very much entails the embodiment of the Sabbat, that doesn't really, in the Night in Question way, change that much from what they were doing previously and right now after we've released Vampire the Masquerade Sabbat. This is the Night in Question, the night when the Sabbat really did something very bad, and you are in the very middle of it. In what way? I do very much recommend you to check out more about the Night in Question in their trailer videos on YouTube and on Jackalope LARP website. We're going to talk more about this LARP later, kind of soon actually, when it comes to the exact things that you can expect from this possible event. But I want to tell you about the tickets going on sale right now, because they're going out very, very quickly. The early bird tickets are already gone, and a lot of the packages that they've prepared are already sold out. So if you want to be on the event, if you want to go to Texas this September and participate in the very bloody Sabbat night, then yeah, you gotta be quick, because Jackalope is selling the tickets very fast. This is our official LARP, and it's a very special LARPing experience, very slasher-like, set in the, from what I know, it's actually around the area where they recorded one of the Texas Chainsaw Massacres. So it's very much on brand for Sabbat in particular. And yeah, it's also a LARP which is known from a lot of the reviews I've read, but also from the very good efforts of the organizers to be very strongly focused on consent of the players and making sure that everyone, despite the very violent and very slasher-like things happening around them in theatrical way, for everyone to feel comfortable. So this is something that I am very much looking forward to, and I hope that you will be letting us know what do you think about the Night in Question after you participate. I will be looking forward to hearing more from Matthew as well later this month, and we will be getting more information here on the news soon. So yeah. RenegadeCon is happening this weekend, and this is some of the news that I think a lot of you were waiting for, because this time we're going to give you much more information about Hunter the Reckoning. What we are going to do this weekend, except of course from also awesome VTM Rivals panel and more panels regarding Vampire the Masquerade and upcoming publishing efforts from Renegade, Justin Achille is going to join them live on the stream on Friday night Pacific time and talk about Hunter, as well as preview the Hunter core book for you. The preview of Hunter the Reckoning is going to be available on our website, similarly to Sabat, how we did it with Sabat previously. So after the interview with Justin, you will be able to go into worldofdarkness.com, go to the account section, log in, and download the very free PDF. So you only have to have an account, and you can download the free PDF with that, which is going to contain a lot of things that I think you're waiting for. First of all, the general introduction to Hunter. Of course, a lot of super cool illustrations and the graphical style and the sneak peek on how we designed the Hunter core book. But most importantly, the example creed and the example antagonist, as well as the example edge. So these things are going to be all in this PDF. I cannot wait for you to lay your hands on it and let me know what you think, because we worked hard on it. We were proofreading it for the past week, and we were really getting into the depths of what we want this edition of Hunter to be, which is something new, and I really hope that you will enjoy it. So this weekend, RenegadeCon with Justin McKeely as a special guest to tell you more about Hunter, but also more really cool events happening during that weekend, all virtual. You can go to Renegade site to see the full schedule, and this all will be later on YouTube. So if you are, for example, from a European time zone, and if you are basically not going to be awake for Justin's stream, which is going to happen late at night for us, then you can also watch it later on YouTube. It's going to be all available there. So yeah. The next news are also from Renegade, and they are about Cult of the Blood Gods, which is right now available for the pre-order in retail. And everyone who pre-orders Cult of the Blood Gods from Renegade is able to get, for the limited time, free PDF. So you can grab it for yourself from the Renegade site and get the PDF for free. Do read the description for the full list of contents of the book, but we did talk about Cult of the Blood Gods plenty during World News. If you don't know this book yet, I can wholeheartedly recommend it as a really awesome expansion to Vampire the Masquerade, which is adding a lot of the cultish things to it, obviously, but from vampiric religions, from vampiric beliefs, from the beliefs that are crafted by vampires for mortals, and the way to create your own cults and get mortals or other kindred involved. This book is a very cohesive and very big tool set to basically add some believers to your little flock, and to be the shepherd for them, or to be one of the flock as well, because that's also fun. So I really recommend you to check it out if you haven't just yet, and now it's a very good time if you want to have a physical edition of the book. If you haven't grabbed the PDF, you can get it for free for pre-ordering. So yeah. And going back to Hunter, we have something very special for you today, as a little sneak peek and a little bit of getting into the atmosphere of what we want to present to you this weekend. I would love to invite you for a little premiere, which we are organizing right after this stream at 6 p.m. Central European Time, which is 40 minutes from now on YouTube. We're going to premiere our very first Creepypasta. If you don't know what Creepypastas are, if you are not familiar with the format, basically they are the kind of a found footage or found texts or confessions of someone who saw something supernatural, something not explainable, and they are sharing their story with you. And this particular story is very much tied to Hunter the Reckoning and our upcoming core book, and some things which you will find in this core book. So I really recommend you to check it out. I wrote the story, so the writing is mine, but it is based on the writing which we have in the core book, and it was narrated by Hadi with her wonderful, wonderful voice. I am sure that you're going to love it because it's just so good. But yeah, it's launching, premiering on our YouTube right after the stream. It's going to be available on our YouTube later on if you want to watch it and listen to it during your spare time. I would love to hear what you think about this format. Is it something that gives you a little bit of ideas for what you can roleplay in Hunter? And could this be used as well at the Hunter's table? I talked a little bit about this format with Justin beforehand, and he was assured that we think that this format could be very much useful as a prop at your table. And I'm wondering what you'll think about that. But yeah, before that, I would love to again invite you to RenegadeCon this weekend, and to make sure to visit our website on Saturday, to download the free PDF of Hunter the Reckoning, the preview, which we're going to share then, because it's going to contain maybe not every little aspect, but a lot of the example aspects of what we have in the book. Again, Creed, the Edge, the antagonist, and the introduction, which is going to set hunters in World of Darkness world and give you a glimpse of what we are aiming for with this edition. So yeah, this weekend the PDF is going to be shared. On Friday night, Justin's going to be a guest on RenegadeCon, and I am going to be joined by Hadi right now to go through Community Spotlight. And right after that, if you're watching us on Twitch, we're going to do a little Q&A. If you're watching us on YouTube, remember that you can always watch us live on Thursdays at 5 p.m. in order to get a part in the Q&A and ask us the questions live. I do have a community question for you for this week. And as usual, we are asking the questions for like the past 2-3 weeks, I believe. And later on, we're posting them on Twitter for everyone else to chime in. And this week's question is, when you are imagining yourself as the mortal who is on the hunt for monsters, what do you think would be the best way to hunt monsters? I really want to get to know that before Hunter the Reckoning is out, to get a little glimpse on how we did with the creeds and with the edges and with various perks which we've put in Hunter. So yeah, as a mortal, how would you hunt supernatural monsters? What would be your approach to hunting monsters? I will write it down more cohesively on Twitter right after, but yeah, I think that would be a very interesting question. Yeah, like how would you personally hunt monsters if you were to hunt a vampire? If you were to hunt something out there that you really do not know what it is, but it's supernatural and it's not safe, what would you do? I'm just looking in the chat right now, and the first thing I saw was, I guess I'll die. Perfect. In the meantime, let me join Hadi very quickly and see if she can hear me. Hello, hello, Hadi. Hello, hello. Why cannot people not hear you on the stream for some reason? Let me just see very quickly. Can you say something right now?
Yes, I can.
Perfection. Hello. People can hear you right now. It should be all good. All right, let's switch to our board of magics for everyone to see you. You look beautiful today.
So do you, thank you.
That's not true. All right, I need to make this full screen. I need to make sure that the chat is visible as well, and this as well. And there we go. All right. Let's go to the very left of the Vamily Spotlight. And the very first thing that we want to talk about today is our really cool the community effort from the community members. Hadi, do you remember which of the actual plays they were responsible for?
As I haven't kept up with all that have participated, but I know the Ruins of Warsaw was the most recent one that I saw.
Yes, so Roll for Ukraine is the community-driven event, which actually started already, but it's ongoing. It's going to be going on for, I believe, 10 days. And you can check out on facebook.com/rollforukraine. Multiple of our community members are joining to storytell, to play, and to basically do a lot of really cool role-playing activities. There is plenty of vampire there, from what I've seen, so a lot of things for our community to enjoy. And yeah, it's all for the good cause. So I really recommend you to check it out.
Yeah, I'm going to check with my players because I'm streaming on the 5th to see if I can also contribute.
Amazing. Let me just make sure that you are fully visible on the screen in here. Because for some reason your head is a little bit cut. That's fine.
It's fine. I can move my camera a little bit if that helps.
And this week we have a mix of things that we both put in there. So I just put a few, but this one was uploaded by you. So I'm going to give you the mic.
Okay. Well, as always, I always look for differences in art style because I am art stupid, and I see something and I go, oh, that's so amazing. I could never do something like that. And I thought this was just a really great Toreador. I thought it was Tremere at first, but this is the cutest Toreador I've ever seen, I think, with the little glasses.
Let me guess. You thought it's a Tremere because of the circular glasses.
I would never think that, ever.
It's the thing. Like it's kind of a staple of a Tremere. If you're a Tremere, you gotta walk through the night wearing sunglasses. Like they don't have to be red circle sunglasses. They just have to be sunglasses. And
That's what Maximilian Strauss taught us.
yeah, but also the protagonist, the female protagonist from Bloodlines 1, who had the glasses.
Coffin ones, right?
The coffin ones, yes. No idea why you need glasses when you are, just walking through the night. But I guess, if you have supernatural eyes, if your eyes aren't weird, then it's a good idea.
I would probably still wear mine just because it's like a comfort thing at this point.
Yeah, but not the sunglasses, like the regular glasses,
No.
I guess, yeah.
Regular glasses.
Oh, look at this boy! Aw.
And of course, there's not a World of Darkness or Vamily Spotlight without a Nosferatu sad boy picture. With pointed ears, which is very important.
Oh my God. I love this one. He's walking with
their name is Nat, and they are a walking bug hotel. And that's one of my favorite things about is that what's it called? Unliving Hive. That's one of my favorites. I love when my players pick that.
I love them. I am only wondering what is in the battle. Like, is that a blood battle, or is that a specific Nosferatu with eat food?
Maybe they don't have any dots and resources, and that they're going to the recycling to get some money
for it. Poor person.
I know.
Look at the different shoes too. Like, this is such a cool touch.
I mean, I think it's a fair assumption to say they didn't put any dots and resources.
I just zoomed in, and I do. Oh my God! I see one thing which I'm personally I have a little phobia against, which is the how do you call that in English?
That whole thing.
The one with a lot of feet.
Oh, arachnophobia.
No, the spider.
Spiders.
The thing that he has around his neck.
Centipede.
A centipede. Yes, that's the name. I hate them. So bad. There's cockroaches and maggots and a moth. It's beautiful. I love it. So much detail.
I love Nat. I think they're great.
Look at this. Okay, so this is something we wanted to share. I mean, I did share it on World Darkness Twitter and Instagram a while ago, but I couldn't wait to share it here.
Yeah, I think when I threw this up on Miro, the werewolf one hadn't come out yet, so I appreciate you throwing that up there because I'd forgotten to add it.
I threw it because it's also amazing, but everyone, Kadir, this is Kadir. Let's just agree. So KP made this photo session of Kadir, himself as Kadir. There is more of these pictures on his Twitter, but also on his Patreon, if you want to see more, because they're all absolutely gorgeous and beautiful. And he's also playing as Kadir in ATL by Night, right?
No, well, playing Kadir in Stitch of Fate.
Oh, Stitch of Fate, I'm sorry, that's not ATL. Oh, that's my bad. But yes, he is...
Although, shout out to Ellie, bring Kadir to Atlanta.
Yes, Ellie, you gotta do it now that I said it on the stream. But yes,
I'll message her after the stream.
Stitch of Fate, the last season features Kadir as sheriff, and I saw the pictures that they were sharing with the everyone's faces being like because something happened, and I need to catch up because it was such a good actual play. I loved listening to it, and I haven't listened to the full last season just yet, so I need to really catch up.
Don't talk. I won't say anything because I've listened to the first 2 seasons at least twice, and I'm waiting for the 3rd season to finish so I can binge the whole thing.
Yeah, I really need to catch up. But the first season was like literally one of the best Vampire the Masquerade podcasts I listened to. It was so
I have
good.
to agree.
And yeah, this is the second picture. Of course, KP is bringing more because he said something on Twitter about doing cosplays of all World of Darkness monsters.
Yes, he did. He asked World of Darkness people, the family, what other creatures of the World of Darkness should he do?
Yes. And this is like, I saw some pictures from this session before, and my first thought was like that the light which he has behind him just looks like a full moon, and it's so cool.
Yes, it's perfect.
It's amazing. I also love the contrast. You can really see how, a single person can role play as a werewolf and role play as a vampire in super contrasty ways.
Plus, they're just super talented at lighting and photography and things like that.
And speaking of that, I'm actually going to jump very quickly to the very right before we'll go beforehand, because this is ATL by Night promo, which actually features pictures from KP. So that's why I wanted to feature it, because honestly, when I saw these pictures, this photo session with more people who are participating in ATL, this screamed Vampire the Masquerade to me so much. This has so much style to it, and I just love the session. The way that it's positioned, the lighting, the tilt of the camera, such a good photo. Love it.
Yeah, I highly recommend ATL by Night to everybody. This is Hexadecimal, the character, and this premiere, I think it's season 6 premiere. They also did a charity for Ukraine for humanitarian aid effort.
Yeah, and they have so many amazing guests too, and so many amazing players. It's really worth checking out. All right, I'm going to go back to the left to Jeanette. Look at this.
Yeah. Yes, this is sorry, I had to my computer decided to freeze, my browser decided to freeze for a second. This is Druid by Night, or Luna, and they make amazing TikToks, and their Instagram is also great. Definitely recommend you check that out. And they do a lot of Jeanette and Therese Vorman themed content.
Amazing, really good. I am always in awe of how various people interpret the makeup of Jeanette, because it's obviously not easy to interpret the makeup from a low poly game, like low poly for current standards. So
as you see, all you get is lipstick from me. That is the extent of my knowledge of makeup.
But this looks, it looks great, but it's just something that I've seen people going with a super long lashes. I see some people who are actually going for like eyeliner. And drawing those lashes around it. It looks so good. I love it.
No, it's fantastic.
Yes.
So impressive.
And in I Need to Sleep, I almost read it as I Needed to Sleep for some reason. That's so cute.
Yeah, isn't this cute? So this is a Malkavian Bruja romance. And I just thought this was super sweet and really well done. And, I am a huge fan of PC romances, of romance in Vampire the Masquerade, because it's usually pretty tragic, and I enjoy that.
Yeah.
And I thought this was so sweet and nice.
This is amazing. I always love like romance in VTM. I am very I'm a simple person. I like romance in VTM.
A simple person. I want my vampires to smooch, and this is the girls are smooching.
Smooch and suffer.
Let's start a podcast called Smooch and Suffer.
That is actually one of my favorite podcast names ever, and I think we should do that one day. Smooch and Suffer. And covering various romances from actual plays of Vampire the Masquerade. I would do that. I would totally do that. And look at this, Dapple Dam.
I thought you would really enjoy this. So this is someone who drew their Knight in Question LARP character, Peace Bell, and they attended the event. I suppose, I'm not sure if it ran last year. It must have run last year, correct? So I thought you would really enjoy that, especially since we talk about the Knight in Question on the World of Darkness news a lot.
I'm actually not sure if Knight in Question happened last year, or was it on a break because of the pandemic, or did they have one last year? I need to check it out. I need to double check, but yeah, I've heard about a lot of people having tons of fun on this LARP, and I am really enjoying this one. Some people were asking in the chat, by the way, how does it mean that you can have playable Sabbats on the LARP that is official? It is not really a playable Sabbat. Most people who join Knight in Question, they actually play as humans. So that's the most common experience of the Knight in Question. You join as a human, and then something happens. What I will leave you to guess. And as you can see from this picture, I think it really explains it very nicely.
Yeah, I think all one has to do is go on the Jackalopes website and take a look at some of the pictures of their past events to get a pretty good idea of what happens.
And Justin Achille in chat is saying that he still has blood on a pair of boots he wore to the Knight in Question in 2019. Amazing, really cool.
Amazing.
And look at, okay, so this is something I put there because, of course,
I see.
More romance.
More romance.
Yes, happiness can be found in even the darkest of times, but only to those who remember to turn on the lights.
So romantic.
It gives me so much vibe because I've played with plenty of people that made romances in between other clans and Nosferatu happen. And it's just the thing, like, for some reason, Nosferatu are the most romanceable clan in Vampire the
Right?
Masquerade. And even the source book agrees. Even in the Camarilla source book, in the
Victoria
sections...
Ash agrees.
Yes, Victoria Ash, written by amazing Johanna Peterson, is writing about how Nosferatu are literally the best vampires to romance. So I'm not going to argue with it. I love his jacket, love his style. I'm living for it.
Yeah. My toxic trait is playing an undead monster who falls in love with another undead monster.
Exactly. I love this. All right, we went through ATL. Let's go to Storyteller's Vault. What are you going to tell us about Storyteller's Vault stuff this week?
Well, we have two here. The V5 Gargoyles, which has went up a few months ago, I believe, but I've been trying to sort of look through what is there and showcase everything as much as possible. And this was something that was planned for a really long time before the 5th edition was announced for Storyteller's Vault. And this brings the Gargoyles bloodline playable to V5, and has a little description down here that I made way too small, and I do apologize for that, but I will read it to you.
I'm going to go and and scroll in. Yep.
So, Rock Lords, Stone Men, Runaways, Gargoyles, no longer slaves to the Tremere, the stone-faced kindred have broken into the modern knights to make a name for themselves. So it features, it has, the artwork is also really nice, by the way, but it features a supplement to include everything you need to add gargoyles to your campaign, V5 aesthetics, lore, coterie merits, flaws, new disciplines. It's just a really cool source book for a bloodline. It's really cool.
That's really cool. And I mean, from Twitter, at least, I guess that there are still a very outspoken and very loud fans of Gargoyles. And
Yes.
I do see them a lot. The Gargoyles even have their own clan account or bloodline account, actually.
They do, yeah.
It's very funny. If you are not familiar with Vamily on Twitter, a lot of the factions and clans and bloodlines, they have their own Twitter accounts which are playing in character. The most I think outspoken ones are Daughters of Cacophony, House Tremere.
That's my favorite one, but I didn't actually say that.
Simitsi, I really like Second Inquisition because they are always like writing very like random and like
someone's playing Kane that'll just pop up randomly and then disappear for a significant amount of time.
There is Kane on Twitter, which is pretty much on brand for Kane. And there's a plenty of that. So Gargoyles, they do get a lot of love, and I'm very happy that this supplement is made on Storyteller's Vault so people can grab it and play them. I actually am very much looking forward to see this in action in some actual place and people using it in practice. And clown cards. Oh, this looks so cool.
Yes. So I think 2 or 3 weeks ago, I showed you by Thea Vick, who made the wallpapers.
Yes.
Do you remember? They've also made and this comes with the desktop wallpapers that I showed off before, but these are clan cards that talk about, that are sort of, easy and accessible, the compulsion and bane and the clan affinity disciplines for the different clans in Vampire the Masquerade.
This is cool. And a zip file contains PDF files for print, and the printed cards, and cards have 2 sides, one with the clan's disciplines, compulsion, and bane. That's so useful. It's going to be extremely fun for play. There are people reaching out to me asking plenty about Storyteller's Vault rules and whether they can create content like this. And basically the rule is that as long as you are not copying things from the book verbatim, so the full descriptions of the disciplines just as they are in the book, copy paste done, then you're fine. So if you are basically writing things on your own and rewriting things, rewording things to make sure that there is your personal effort in the Storyteller's Vault, like supplements or cards or any help that you want to make for the role-playing table, then it's completely fine. So all of the things that basically are written by people making these supplements is completely okay. And very useful, very fun, and I love to have more helps on the table. Both me and Jason, we do very much look at what community folks are making when it comes to anything that makes the role-playing at the table more quick and easier, because that gives us a lot of ideas of, maybe there is something that can be improved. Maybe you can make some more help for people who are playing at the tables. Cool stuff. All right, LA by Night.
Of course, first picture is everyone's TikTok's favorite vampire.
Of course,
Jasper.
and because of your constant amazing first posting on TikTok, if you are not following Vampire the Masquerade on TikTok just yet, you probably should. I know that TikTok may be scary to a lot of people, but you are going to.
It is scary.
It is, but you are going to change your mind after going to meet the family of TikTok, and after you're going to see what Harry does there, because it's amazing.
Amazing is one word for it. So of course, there's always every week, all throughout the week, there's always new pictures of Jasper. Excuse me. But I picked this one in particular because one, it was dedicated to Alex Ward, whose birthday was a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
And they also drew him in the poodle. There's one episode where Alex wears this sort of curly haired, I don't even know how to describe it, hoodie or cowl. And everyone calls it the poodle.
He keeps on saying, Alexander keeps on saying that this hoodie looks different in real life. Like, this is his constant line after people comment on that particular episode of LA by Night. It looks different in real life.
I don't know how different it could look in real life, but I guess take his word for it.
He looks like a poodle and we live for it. So yeah. There's no issue with that. Also, I love how people are, again, drawing Jasper, not exactly looking like Alexander Ward, but making this repulsive flaw working on the faces. So making this, the eyes look, creepier and the face look less human in some way. It's a great feature.
The many interpretations of Jasper are very cool.
The many interpretations of Jasper, exactly.
Jason says his hoodie is made of sorrow and spice.
Sorrow and spice.
Again, that's another great name for a podcast.
What was the previous one? It was Smooches and Suffering?
Smooches and Suffering, yeah.
And now, yeah, sorrow and spice. You're right, yeah.
Something about S words, I guess.
And look at this Nelly.
Yeah, I was... confession time, I was a huge fan of Nelly and Greg or Daffodil, but it was also weird because there is a blood bond thing going there, so that walks a really weird line, but I was a huge fan of them together. Let's
be honest, it's always a weird line when it comes to vampires and romance.
Yeah.
but
that's why I never really said it out loud, because I was like, what kind of a person does it make me if I say that out loud? So I just kept it to myself.
One art note about this drawing in particular, huge kudos for picking this perspective, because it's so hard to pull off. Because when you are basically doing a perspective of someone that has a hand in the front, you need to draw a huge hand, and then you have to draw a very small person behind it, and it might feel very unnatural and very difficult to do. But they pull it off perfectly. It looks really,
amazing.
Good. Yeah. The Weird Sisters, look at them. Wait a second, the Lucy art block, is that all coming from the same blog, right?
Yes, this is all their collection that they've done of LA by Night pictures.
I see. Oh, the Weird Sisters, look at them.
Yep, that's from left to right. It's Kyoko, then Jasper, who's, I guess, an honorary Weird Sister, Violet Luna, and Hester at the end there.
Awesome. And then we have Jasper and Annabelle. And then we have Jasper and Eva.
And fingers in his mouth.
Of course. Ooh. I mean, ooh, like his facial expressions really, really makes it for me. It looks like he's teary-eyed a little bit.
Yeah.
So a little
yeah.
That's lovely.
It's love. It's love.
It is love. What about Lucy?
Lucy, of course, who does many, many pictures of Vannevar and Suzanne from LA by Night, and this is my hot vampire wife and me doing whatever the hell she wants.
I just read the caption right now. I was like, what? I mean, this is goals, honestly. Like this.
Yeah,
is,
this.
Yeah, this is the relationship I want in my life.
I mean, just the roses and the thorns everywhere. I mean, I could literally see them doing this at any point in LA by Night.
Yes, and I mean, if we are going to talk about the energy, I do truly believe that Suzanne has the more dominating energy in between them.
I don't know if Vannevar has by wife energy, but I'm willing to accept that as headcanon.
Perfect. And something I put in there, which is not really...
I just saw that this morning.
Yeah, it's not really a Vamily creation. It's a meme which was circulating around online for a past week, but I just love B-Day Walters using it in this particular context. I finally found a replacement for the Baron's limo.
Yep. And it's a stoned vampire limo, apparently.
It is now my goal to have a car which looks like a stoned vampire.
I think Jason needs to start making podcast names. Regret and Revenge is what Eva's dress is made out of, apparently.
Regret and Revenge. All of these things are perfect podcast names. And now we have ideas for 5 more podcasts today.
Yeah. Thank you, Jason.
Thank you so much, Hattie, for joining me today. That was a very nice spotlight of what Vamily is doing. And I hope to see you next week for more of that.
And I'll see you at the premiere after this.
I will see you at the premiere in 10 minutes. See you then. Bye-bye. And that will be it for the news part today. We're going to go for the Q&A part live on Twitch just in a bit. If you want to watch us live every Thursday at 5 p.m. on Twitch TV/World of Darkness. And of course, please do watch the Creepypasta from Hunter, which we're going to put on YouTube in just a bit. In the meantime, don't get lost in the night, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.